It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex
Corrupt
and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
I'm Nasreen Suka. I'm from Salt River, and I'm mentally ill. And I'm a member of CCAP, and I'm doing my internship here at Fountain House.
My name is Tandeka. My surname is Klegi. I'm mental illness.
My name is Usanda Machomboze. I'm a mental ill patient. I work here I live here in Observatory and I work here at Fountain House.
Kathy Toomey. I have a psychiatric disability. I live in Observatory and I'm 56.
I'm Oscar January. I'm the Vice Chairman of the Cape Consumer Advocacy Body. I was diagnosed with a psychiatric disability in 1996.
Birol Dambuza Mochas. I've been ill for the past 12 years, plus minus 12 years. Yeah, and it's not easy, but I know I'm coping. I had a depression in the 1980s, and I needed to be hospitalized. I was brought there by a friend. It followed a frightening experience at home in Windhoek. My father brought me down to the Cape to seek help. I was separated from my family. It was quite a frightening experience.
I was involved with sales work, and first thing that happened was as you know, some sales workers, high pressure. It was long hours, and there was all of a sudden I couldn't cope, and I knew there was something wrong. Then my mom took me to a GP, and he said that it might be a psychiatric problem. He didn't have the expertise to deal with it.
I went through a very stressful time, and I developed depression. I went into a state of depression, and I got ill. I developed an eating disorder. I wasn't eating properly. I was skipping meals. I just nibbled on the food, and I just left the rest of the food one side. I didn't feel to eat. I lost appetite, and then I got ill. I started hallucinating. I was hearing voices.
As a young person, I was raped, and having a relationship, it wasn't easy. And it was 1994, 95, where I was pregnant with my daughter. And that is when I started, I was told that I had depression.
Mental illness is such a taboo subject. I mean, the statistics that we have is sometimes they say 1 in 6 people, but more accurately is 1 in 4 people will have some type of mental related illness or crisis in their lives, and because it's such a taboo subject, those statistics aren't. It's not revealed.
The nurses or the doctors that are supposed to be the ones that is helping you, some of them, they're not actually understanding where you come from. So sometimes it's actually difficult to say, oh, okay, he said this. So what do I do? Where do I go from here? But then I think if doctors, nurses are more open and really understanding mental health patients, I think, and then, a lot of us will be more free to sort of say what we have and how we sort of cope.
I was on an interview the other day when I was, before I began here at Fountain House as an intern. I went for an interview, and then, but the people there, When I said that to them, okay, I'm a mental ill patient, so I'm suffering from psychiatric disability. They said to me, okay, we'll call you later. And you know what? They didn't call me later.
Correct.
Yeah, they didn't call me later. I had to go and call them myself and find out what is going on. And then they said to me, okay, I must come, but I'm telling you, when I came there, they gave me the second interview. They could understand. They understood that I have already disclosed with them.
Opening up about your illness, it's sometimes not good, because I had a problem where I was ill and I was working, and every time that I went to the doctor, my supervisor would always phone the day hospital to find out what was wrong with me. And I just felt, yeah, I'm not going to stay long.
The employment quota for companies is supposed to be 5% peoples with disabilities. Now, of that, little 5% is for peoples with mental illnesses, psychiatric disabilities, etc. And what they have is what they call reasonable accommodation. Okay, so if you should fall ill in your working environment without disclosing to your employer, they can say, look, you didn't tell us about this, we don't know about this, it's not our problem. But then again, the mental ill patient feels, look, whether he even has the qualification to be a doctor, a nurse or so, if he discloses his illness, the likelihood, because again of the stigma, is that he might not get the job. That's why he won't want to disclose his mental health status.
I find what has helped me very much as an individual is volunteering and getting involved in the community, mixing with other people, growing in self-confidence and self-esteem, and feeling I can do this. Volunteering, I think, has helped me the most. Even although it's not about money, it's about giving of yourself, having goals, going home and feeling I've achieved something today, rather than sitting at home and wallowing in self-pity.
I'm married to a schizophrenic patient, and blacks, I'm sorry to say, I'm not the racist, but they are, oh, Pamela, she's crazy, or why don't you do this? Why don't you wash? I mean, if you are not understanding what is actually going on with you, how are you going to know how to handle yourself? How do you get help if people are going to say that you are crazy, or you this, or you that?
I tend to, in a social setting, feel a little bit shy and inhibited about speaking about a psychiatric problem, because I know the reactions that one gets. So I tend to avoid it. It's like, ooh, she's one of those. And one immediately feels not ostracized, but alienated.
I see that when I tell the person my problem at that particular time, then their face change because of what I am saying. Even though I'm a God-fearing person and speaking to them, their face change, and then they're not taking it as, okay, this person now is actually confident and can say anything that he wants to say and speak better of himself.
My family don't want to understand. I've tried to sort of reach out now and again. My mother understands what is really going on with me, but then people tend to think that you pretending, you're just looking for attention, and especially at home, your family are the ones that are actually judging you.
In the family situation, if one tended to be more aggressive, the first thing they say is, "Are you taking your medication?" And you know, that is so irritating. One gets so cross about it. You know, because everything is judged according to medication. And they are judging your behavior, your level of aggression, your sociability, all those things.
What is very common along the way is that prior to having a mental illness, it's a fact, you have more friends than when you have when you become diagnosed, more to say, with a mental illness, your friends fall off the wagon. And I wouldn't say it's harder to find friends, but it's definitely not easier to find friends, a person you can relate to on an eye-to-eye level without being discriminated against because of having mental illness. So, yeah, being an advocate for mental health, stigma is a huge barrier.
I actually mix medication because my husband and my tablets were in one container, and I was a goner. The 1 minute I was speaking and I just heard my daughter screaming for my mother, and my mother's a work night shift, and I just heard this one bang on my heart, and I came back and I was actually rushed to the day hospital.
I've had the situation where a boyfriend has said to me, "Kathy, there's nothing wrong with you," which leads one to the temptation of stopping one's medication. And in the past, when I've reduced my medication, I've also had a relapse. So we know that there's something in our system that needs that medication. And as long as we are medication compliant, we are more stable and we are more normal, and we don't have bizarre behavior. And, you know, so the way other people see us is very important, because it gives one self-knowledge, and one is able to gauge where one is in relation to other people.
Sometimes I stop my medication. I don't take my medication. It's a past. I was stop my medication. I was saying, no, I'm not sick. Put medication in the bin. I say, no, I'm not sick.
The battle against the relapse, I mean, everybody's sitting here. It's something that we don't want to go through again. Unfortunately, it does happen, but to avoid it to your best of ability is what we do. That is why we take the medication. Mm-hmm.
A mental health problem is like any other problem. It can be overcome with voluntary work, with reaching out to others, with growing in self-confidence and self-esteem. But generally, people are very ignorant.
My dream is to have a house, is to be wealthy, and have my own children, and work in the community so that I can do much for the community.
My dream is, to let my business that I have now to grow, and that I'm able to support my grandson who's got a disability.
My dream is to get work and to support my mother and my father.
My dream is to have my own house, and to be employed with permanent employment.
My dream is for greater understanding between people in the world, and for greater Christ consciousness.
My dream is to have my own home one day and live independently, completely independently.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.